Welcome to the deep dive. If you're a creator trying to grow on YouTube, well, you know things change fast, like really fast. Keeping up with every new feature, algorithm change, strategic shift, it's a lot.
It really is.
So our mission today, use shortcut. We've gone through one really comprehensive source, a transcript breaking down 6 key updates, recent and upcoming, and we've pulled out exactly what you need to know. More importantly, what you probably need to do.
Exactly. And what's really interesting, I think, is how all of these different updates, new testing tools, community features, they all kind of point back to one main idea. YouTube seems to be moving away from, rewarding random viral hits. Instead, it's leaning into rewarding deliberate, strategic experimentation and real community building, genuine engagement.
Okay, let's get into that, starting with optimization, because this hits your click-through rate, your CTR, directly. Quick reminder for everyone, CTR is just the percentage of people who see your video suggested somewhere and actually click on it. Good CTR, absolutely essential for success.
Non-negotiable.
So the big news here is title testing.
Yeah, this is huge because it builds on something many creators already liked, the thumbnail testing.
Right, where you could upload, what, 3 thumbnails?
Up to 3, yeah. And YouTube would test them out automatically, figure out which one got the best CTR, and then stick with that one.
So now we can do the same thing, but for titles.
Exactly the same logic, which is massive because, think about it, your title and your thumbnail, they're basically the ad for your video.
Totally. They're the first impression.
You gotta nail both if you want that initial algorithmic boost, get people clicking.
Okay, so how does this work? The source we looked at suggested a pretty specific way to approach testing titles, right? Not just throwing random stuff out there.
Yeah, definitely not random. The creators they spoke to really hammered this home. Be methodical. Test 3 fundamentally different types of titles against each other.
Okay, wait. 3 different types. Does that make sense? Like if one's super descriptive and another's pure clickbait, won't that muddy the waters when you're trying to find your voice?
That's a fair point. Usually you want fewer variables in a test, right? But the argument here is you first need to figure out the general style or approach that clicks with your specific audience. This first phase isn't about, should I use all caps? It's about the core concept.
Gotcha. So what are the types they recommend testing?
Okay, so first up, the emotional hook. This one pulls on feelings, creates empathy, shared experience. The example they gave was something like, I tried this so that you don't have to.
Right. Relatable. Let's get type 2.
Type 2 is the curiosity gap. This creates a bit of tension, makes you need to know the answer. It taps into that psychological thing, the Zeigarnik effect, where our brains hate unfinished business.
Oh yeah, I know that one. Like those cliffhanger endings.
Exactly. The example, maybe not perfect but illustrative, was what happens if you put a tiger and a bear in a small space for a long period of time? You gotta know, right?
Yeah, okay, I'd probably click that. And the third type?
Type 3 is just straightforward, descriptive, or factual. Tells you exactly what's in the tin. Something like, watch me try on every new piece in H&M's summer line. No tricks, just info.
So you test these 3 types against each other consistently?
For a while, yeah. The real strategy here is long-term. You track which type, emotional, curiosity, or factual, generally does best for your channel over, say, a few months.
Okay, so you find your winner. Then what?
Then you start refining within that winning type. So if curiosity titles work best for you, then you start testing variations like, question format versus statement, or different tones or capitalization.
Ah, I see. So it's layers of testing.
Exactly. Constantly testing, tracking those small changes. The idea is within maybe a year of doing this diligently, you could develop a pretty reliable, almost surefire format for your titles.
Turning art into science.
Pretty much, that's the goal.
That kind of focused, iterative testing, that definitely separates the pros from the casual creators. But getting the click is just step 1. You need people to stick around. And that brings us to community engagement, and specifically this voice replies thing.
Yeah, this one's interesting. It's apparently been around, but kind of under the radar. It lets you, the creator, reply to comments with a voice note, like a little audio message.
Voice notes in the comments.
The why behind it is all about building that strong community. The people who watch right away, comment frequently, share your stuff.
The core audience?
Exactly. A healthy, engaged community sends strong signals to the algorithm, high-quality interaction right after you post. And, a voice message just feels way more personal than typing out a reply, doesn't it?
It definitely does. Yeah. I haven't seen it used much. Did the source mention any downsides? Like, could creators get swamped? Or privacy concerns if you're replying verbally to something sensitive?
Good questions. And yeah, that came up. The feeling from the top creators using it seems to be, use it strategically. It's a high-value tool, not something you necessarily use for every single comment.
Okay, so selective use. How are they being selective?
Well, a couple of ways mentioned. Some plan to use voice replies mainly for really long, thoughtful comments, sort of rewarding the commenter for their effort and engagement.
That makes sense.
Little thank you. Yeah. And others were thinking about using it just for their channel members, like an exclusive perk.
Well, that's a nice touch for memberships.
Definitely. But the advice for newer creators, the ones maybe just getting a few comments per video, use it on all of them, at least early on. Really try to build that deep personal connection with your first fans. That can help build momentum.
Okay, interesting. From personal connection to maybe a more direct algorithmic boost, especially for smaller channels. This next thing, hype points, sounds promising.
Yeah, this seems like a genuine attempt to help smaller creators get discovered. It's already rolled out in like over 19 markets, apparently.
Hype points. Where do you even see those?
They're right there under the video player, integrated into the engagement bar. Viewers can just click to upvote content they liked or found valuable.
And these upvotes, they help with discoverability.
That's the idea. They feed into leaderboards, and the algorithm is supposedly now more likely to push videos getting a lot of hype. It's another engagement signal.
But the really interesting part, you mentioned an equalizer. Something about weighted upvotes. Break that down.
Right. This is the key bit for smaller channels. An upvote on a video from a channel with, say, only 500 subscribers can actually be programmed to count more than an upvote for a massive channel with millions.
Seriously, like a handicap system.
Kind of. Think of it like a merit boost.
Yeah.
If a small creator is making great stuff and people are hitting that hype button, their weighted votes help them climb those leaderboards faster, potentially getting them noticed when they otherwise wouldn't. It tries to level the playing field a bit based on current engagement, not just subscriber count.
Wow, okay. That actually sounds fair. And potentially really impactful for new talent.
It could be. But it means you, the creator, need to actually ask your audience to use it.
Right. Can't just hope they notice the button.
Exactly. The source really stressed being specific in your call to action. Don't just say click hype. Tie it to the value they got. Like if it's an educational video, if you learned something new today, please hit that hype button below. Or for a comedy video, if this made you laugh even just once, click hype. Make the connection clear.
Link the action to the feeling or the benefit. Makes sense.
That direct ask tied to value usually works best for any call to action.
Okay, that's powerful stuff for individual videos. Now, what about bigger platform changes? How content gets discovered generally? You mentioned the old trending pages are gone.
Yeah, gone.
Yeah.
The old trending and trending now. Those pages tended to show stuff with massive broad appeal. You know, the Mr. Beasts, the big movie trailers, maybe major music videos.
Stuff everyone was watching.
Right. Which meant if you made content for a specific niche, even if you were killing it in that niche, you had basically zero chance of ever landing on the main trending page.
So what's replaced it?
Category-specific video charts. This is the big shift. Now, YouTube is showing what's trending within particular niches, like what's hot right now in lifestyle or gaming or education or music, etc.
So it's breaking it down.
Exactly. The source called it a move towards niche virality.
Niche virality, I like that.
And the opportunity there is huge. If you're a creator focused on, say, sustainable living, you now have a real shot at appearing on the trending chart for that category. You could actually reach an audience already interested in your topic. That was almost impossible before.
That's a massive change in potential visibility for specialized creators.
It really is. And there's a strategic tip here, too.
Let's hear it.
Don't just dream about trending. Actually use these new category charts as a research tool. Pay attention to what's performing well in your specific niche right now.
See what's working for others in your space.
Yeah. Not to copy directly, obviously, but for inspiration. What topics are resonating? What formats are people responding to in your field? It's like instant market research to help plan your next videos.
Very smart. Okay, moving on slightly. Platform health. There was some buzz about a crackdown on inauthentic content. That worried some people.
Yeah, it did cause a bit of a stir. People worried, like, what does that mean? Could my channel get caught up in this?
So what's the deal?
YouTube clarified things, thankfully, and it seems reassuring for most genuine creators. The crackdown is specifically targeting really low-effort, repetitive, almost spammy stuff.
Like what, exactly?
Think about those channels that just pump out endless slideshows using scraped images, maybe with a robotic voiceover, or tons of videos with like relaxing rain sounds that are all basically identical and just exist to run ads.
Okay, the really programmatic low-value stuff.
Exactly. Content farms churning out lookalike videos. That's the kind of content that might now be ineligible for monetization or getting pushed by the algorithm. If you're making original videos, putting in actual effort, you should be totally fine.
Okay, that clarification is really important. Good to know. So looking ahead now, the future of analytics. This Ask Studio bot sounds potentially revolutionary.
It really does. It's an AI assistant they're testing built right into YouTube Studio. The idea is it'll give you sophisticated analysis and advice on your channel.
Combining what? Performance data, ideas?
Yeah, performance summaries, suggestions for future videos, and this is the really interesting part, analysis of trends in your comments, all in one place.
Whoa! Analyzing comment trends automatically. As someone who's manually waded through comments trying to spot patterns, that sounds incredible.
Right. Imagine the AI scanning thousands of comments and telling you, hey, a lot of people are asking for a video about X, or viewers seem to really connect when you talk about Y.
That would save so much time. A total game changer.
Absolutely. But here's the catch, or rather the strategic advice from the source for when this rolls out.
Okay.
Don't just ask it basic questions. Don't ask, how did my last video do?
The regular studio already shows you that.
Exactly. The existing dashboards cover the basics. To get real value from this AI, you need to ask deeper, more insightful questions. Questions that would be really hard or impossible to answer manually.
Like what kind of questions? Give me some examples.
Okay, so instead of how many views, ask something like, which of my video topics get the highest average view duration specifically from new viewers? That tells you what content is best at hooking people initially.
Ooh, that's good. Acquisition insights.
What else? Or maybe, which of my videos were watched multiple times by the same users? And what's the common theme or topic among those videos? That could reveal what truly creates loyal fans.
Finding the addictive content. Nice.
One more, focusing on optimization. For my last 10 videos, what type of intro, like a quick hook versus a longer, more cinematic opening, had the lowest audience drop-off rate?
Ugh. Super tactical. What keeps people watching past the first 30 seconds?
Precisely. These are the kinds of deep dive questions that give you really actionable insights you can use to shape your strategy moving forward. You got to push the bot beyond the surface level.
Challenge the AI. Get your money's worth, so to speak.
You got it. It all comes back to leveraging data and connection for smarter, more strategic growth.
Okay, so let's quickly wrap this up. We've covered a lot. The big themes seem to be, first, you now have tools like title testing to really scientifically optimize your video packaging, the title and thumbnail, to grab that crucial first click.
Maximize that CTR.
Second, tools like voice replies offer new ways to build deeper, more personal connections with your community, which helps with retention and signals value to the algorithm.
Foster that loyalty.
And third, the algorithm itself is changing with things like height points and category-specific trending charts to better reward niche creators and merit-based engagement, not just sheer size.
Leveling the field, rewarding niche excellence.
It feels like a shift towards more intentional creation and community building.
I think that's exactly right. And, if you really want to understand the why behind all these changes, why these specific strategies work, it all ties back to the fundamental logic of the YouTube algorithm itself.
The core engine driving everything.
Yeah. And the source material we looked at actually pointed towards understanding that core. It mentioned an interview with Christos Goudreau. He's the VP of engineering at YouTube, basically the guy in charge of building and running the algorithm.
The algorithm guy himself.
Pretty much. The suggestion was, if you really want to master these new tools, if you want to grasp why YouTube is making these shifts, maybe the best thing you can do is try to understand the platform's fundamental principles directly from the source. Think about what the person building the system says about how it works and what it values. That might be the ultimate key to unlocking growth.